I recently caught up with a longtime friend that I hadn't spoken to in years because she is contemplating quitting her job and starting a business. And one of her questions for me really hit me like a brick. What does she need to know? What are the critical things that she has to know or that she should really know or be considering before she takes the leap and starts this business? So, if you think you have what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur, well, before you take the leap, watch this video to make sure that you are aware of the 5 critical things that can make or break your business. Let's get to work. All right. So, as I mentioned, we had that conversation, and I want to make sure that you have these 5 things because you really need to have these things in place and be aware of them before you start your business. If you don't have them, then take a step back before jumping all in and get all of these things together. So, item number 1 is that you have to have your mind right. And I mean all the way right. Here's why. Starting a business is just like having a baby. And you need to make sure that you are prepared to have that baby. The same way that you would think through really truly having a baby, bringing another life into the world. Your business is going to be just as demanding. You're going to have just as many sleepless nights. It may cost you just as much money. It's going to be just as much of a learning experience as becoming a parent is. So when you are starting a business, think of it and realize that you are having a baby. And before you start that business, really ask yourself, is your mindset ready to have a baby or have another baby? That's a huge piece of having your mind right. Can you commit to raising and growing this baby? Or is it something that you think you're going to just be able to toss out with the bathwater, as the saying goes, right? Of course not. You wouldn't throw your baby out with the bathwater, or at least I hope you wouldn't. And you can't do the same thing with this business. No matter how hard parenting is or how difficult it can be, and we all know if you are a parent that it is difficult, you know that you will make mistakes. You know that it's not always sunshine and rainbows and unicorns, but you can't get rid of that child. They are yours for a lifetime. And that is the mindset that you need to approach starting and growing this business with. If you aren't of the mindset that this is permanent, and that you are going to give it your all and make sure that you give it your all so that it will grow and not just give up, then you need to get your mind wrapped around that. Otherwise, you will bail when it gets hard because it will be tough at times. It's going to require a lot of love and commitment and nurturing and wherewithal and learning and hours. And you've got to wrap your mind around that as well. Also, keep in mind when you're working through these mindset things is what is your risk tolerance? And that's a big one. What is your risk tolerance? When and how can you afford to jump all into this business? Where is that? What does that look like for you to be able to transition into being an entrepreneur and being a business owner full time? Is it you've got to get it built up while you're working so that you have a little bit of a safety net and a nest egg before you'll feel comfortable because you have a very low risk tolerance? Or are you someone that has a higher risk tolerance and you say, I'm going to quit my full-time gig. I'm going to dedicate myself to my business full-time and maybe get a part-time gig in order to support me as I'm getting my business off the ground. So you have to really make a decision around what your risk tolerance is. In the beginning of starting my very first business, my risk tolerance was very high. I was like, I had my last straw. I was at my wit's end when it came to where I was working. And I literally walked in and quit and jumped into my business full time. But as I think back, I realized that I didn't have a high risk tolerance. It was probably more medium because I had been doing my business as a side hustle for years. And I felt very comfortable and confident in growing that business and making it successful. And I truly believe that the one reason why it never took off to the levels of success that I ideally wanted it to be and the vision that I had for it was because I had never jumped all in. And so when it came down to it for me and I was just fed up, and I was tired of the shackles that existed in my W-2 job, and I was just completely unhappy and was ready, I did. I just walked in and quit and jumped in head first. So you have to also understand what that risk tolerance is. What does that look like for you? Know what it is and create a game plan around starting your business with that risk tolerance in mind, and also with, are you ready to have a baby in mind? And then the last thing I need you to make sure you realize when it comes to this particular thing, your mindset is, do you have the drive? Do you have the commitment? Do you have the time management skills? Do you have the discipline? Do you have the tenacity to really do this? If any of those things are a weakness for you, or are things that you are still working on, or things that you are still developing, skills that you're still developing. And don't get me wrong, it's okay to develop them. I mean, I think that all of us at different levels in our lives have had to develop discipline. We've had to develop time management skills. We've had to develop tenacity. We've had to develop drive. We've all had to develop that. But if you are in a space in your life right now where you are still working on any of those things, then starting your business might be something that you should delay until you are certain that you have those things in place. Because being a real, true, successful entrepreneur and growing your business requires those skills. Now, item number 2 that you must know, that you must consider, and that you need to be aware of before you start this business is you have to do your research. You have had to have your research completed. And here are the 4 things that I want you to make sure that you have completed and that you know the answers to, that you have documentation, and that you have a clear understanding of before you move forward with this business. The first thing in doing your research is that you have to have researched structures and selling platforms that fit your lifestyle goals. Yes, structures and selling platforms that literally fit your lifestyle goals. I cannot tell you how many one-on-one coachees or folks who are in my VIP days, or people that are even in my online programs, that send me questions, or we have discussions around the business type that they want. What kind of business? Do they want a brick and mortar business, or do they want an online business? Or they even have these great ideas around these brick and mortar businesses, around these businesses that they have to be present at, like starting a restaurant, or starting, a daycare center, or starting something like that, that they have to be present in. I have had conversations with them and they're like, yes, I want to do that. I'm like, great. All right. So let's talk about what your lifestyle goals are. And they're like, oh my God, I want to travel. I want to have freedom and flexibility to go where I want, when I want. I want to be able to work from the beach. I want to be able to work from the pool. And I'm always like, huh? What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about, Willis?
I know, right? Because those 2 things conflict significantly. You cannot start a restaurant, but ultimately desire to have a lifestyle where you have the freedom and flexibility to travel whenever you want to. Your restaurant is not going to allow that. Definitely not in the beginning. Maybe eventually after you have a manager or a staff or something like that, but definitely not in the beginning. So if you want a restaurant and that lifestyle is not something that you are willing to put off or wait for until you are built, then you might want to reconsider the restaurant, right? Even for me, for years, my businesses have always been like brick and mortar establishments, and they've been live and they've been face to face. And I've had this operating and this team and this staff, and I've loved it. But I definitely have grown to a point in my life, in my age, and even in my family structure where I am ready to be back in the travel game. I have a list of so many places that I have not been to in this world. I have a couple continents that I have not been to just yet, and they're on my list. And when my youngest son, and you guys have heard me say this before, when my youngest son graduates from high school, I want to have the ability at that point to be able to jump on an airplane and go wherever I want to and work from wherever I want to, which is a big reason why I have been shifting my business over the last few years from just brick and mortar and a lot of done for you consulting, high ticket consulting services, to more virtual online options that are more automated. I've been adding streams of income in order to diversify. I've been doing lots of things to set myself up to make sure that my business is reflective of where I see my lifestyle going in the next 4 or 5 years. And that is something something huge for you too before you start this business. Pick the type of business that fits where you see your lifestyle going. Pick the structure. Online business, freedom, flexibility. You can function virtually. You can do it from anywhere in the world, so you still have that. Or brick and mortar, where you have to be present in the place. You have to have a location, and location matters, right? So keep that in mind. Also, do your research on what you're good at and what you love to do. I've had business owners approach me. I had one coachee call me, and her original business idea I thought was great. She loved candles. She loved to light them. She loved to keep them in her home. She followed a few very successful candle business owners on Instagram. And she came to me and she's like, I want to start a candle business. And I'm like, awesome. Yeah. All right. So tell me a little bit about how long you've been making candles. That was my next question. And her response was, I don't know how to make candles. I just think it's a great business opportunity. I follow a few people. I think they're great. I love to light candles. So I want to, sell candles. And I totally get that, right? You love something, and you see other people doing it well, and you think this could be what I could do. But are you good at that? Right? So you need to pick something, and you need to make sure that this business you're about to start is something that you are good at and that you love to do. That is going to make it grow faster. It's going to make it feel easier to start, and it's going to make it possible for you to stick with it and have that tenacity and that commitment. Do not set yourself up for failure where you're starting a business that it's going to take you years to even learn how to do, learn how to deliver the product or the service that it is that you're thinking about moving forward with. So do your research on what you're good at. Find out. Sit down and think about it. Ask other people. Does your business match what you're good at and what you love to do? And also research what your market is. You have to be able to tell people generally what market you're in. Are you a consultant? Are you a coach? Are you an e-commerce business? Are you in retail? Are you in fashion? Are you in makeup? Are you in sports management? What industry are you in? What market are you in? And also researching who is your customer. Those are the 4 things that you've got to do your research on and that you have to feel very confident in before you start this business. The third thing that you have got to have a grip on before you start this business is your game plan. You have to have a game plan and a startup strategy with action items. Now, notice I did not say a startup business plan. I didn't say that. You guys, if you've been watching CPTV for any amount of time, you know that there is a very big difference between a formal business plan and a startup or growth strategy with action items. You know that, right? You should know that. There's a very big difference, all right? Not all businesses that are starting need formal business plans. Formal business plans are designed for businesses that are planning on going out there and immediately getting investors or immediately beginning to search and pitch for funding and investment opportunities. You have decided to pursue a business that needs a huge chunk of money to even get started. That's what you've chosen. Those types of businesses that have to present for funding, for those types of things, require a formal business plan. So I'm not saying anything is wrong with them. But the assumption is that every single business out there requires this formal business plan. And even if you do require a formal business plan, and not all businesses do, right? If you're starting an online business or an e-commerce business or an intellectual property business where you're a coach or you're a consultant, even a nonprofit leader, all of that kind of stuff, really the people that I work with, speakers, you don't need a formal business plan, but you do need a startup strategy with some action items. You need to have a game plan. You need to have mapped out exactly what it is that you're doing, who your customer is, what you're going to be selling, and then also figuring out what your dates are, and then really working through all of the action items that it is going to take for you to get started with your business. You cannot walk into this blindly, and you cannot walk into this with a game plan sitting up here in your head and in your head only. It won't be successful. It's going to be very difficult for you to move forward, and you're going to find yourself feeling like a hamster on a wheel and just kind of running back and forth and not really getting anywhere. So make sure that before you start this business, you've got that game plan. You've got that strategy mapped out. Even if you do have to create a long-term formal business plan, have the same game plan and strategy mapped out so that you can then take that small little couple pages of ideas and strategy and action items and put it into your formal business plan when you're ready. But no matter who you are, you need to have what this business is. You need to have it mapped out. You need to have that game plan. Don't skip this one. I promise you, eh, it's going to change the game if you really do have this before you get started. Now, before I tell you my next two, I want to make sure that I mention this because if you are trying to figure out what the steps are in actually starting the business, I've got the perfect resource or tool for you. It is my ultimate Start Your Business Roadmap. It is one of my most popular freebies and gifts that I give out to my audiences on all everywhere. It's my number one downloaded free tool. And I want to make sure that you grab it because it's going to give you an amazing look at what the steps actually are to starting a business kind of in order. And those steps are going to really help you kind of understand and give you a framework for what it is that you're up against now because you're considering starting this business. And I'm going to go even further. Over the next few weeks, actually the next month or so, our CPTV episodes are going to be based around diving into the more specifics of what you got to do to create that business structure, which when you pull up the ultimate business roadmap is really going to surround kind of like step number 3 in there, setting up the business structure and making your organization legal. We're going to be diving into all kinds of things, setting up your email, your business address, your phone, choosing your business structure, all kinds of stuff around that. And that's what the videos are going to be about. So make sure that you subscribe, that you like, and that you share if you haven't already while you are down there grabbing your freebie, because the link is going to be in the comments below. It's also going to be in the description, or you can just go to my website, www.cherylcperez.com/startup roadmap, all one word. You can grab that freebie there. So make sure that you check it out. Now, I know you got questions, and I want you to know that I want to hear them. I will make sure that myself and my team is in these comments trying to answer your questions, or even your question might be so good or asked so commonly that I can create an entire video or episode around it. So make sure that you put your questions and your comments in the comments below. I'm looking forward to hearing them because I know the overwhelm and the exhaustion and the confusion and the analysis paralysis that you are probably going through right now as you begin to embark upon this journey. I remember that. I've been there. And I also know some of the mistakes that are frustrating you. So anything that I can do to offer that support, as you know, please let me know and I will do the best I can. So what's the fourth thing that you definitely need to know before you venture out and start this business? And it is really understanding the job of a CEO, a COO, a CMO, and a CFO. Know who they truly are. Now, why did I give you all of those letters? Because the letters itself can seem a little daunting. Well, the reason is because your reality is this. You are deciding to start a business, hopefully around something that you do well. We've already talked about that, right? So that means that you are a practitioner of what you do well. And being a practitioner of whatever your product or service is doesn't mean that you already know how to run a business. It doesn't mean that. So, for example, and I use this example a lot, if you are really, really good at making desserts, cakes, cookies, pies, all of those types of things, you have a knack. You make them beautiful, they are gorgeous, they taste amazing. All of those things are true. You are an amazing baker, right? You are an amazing sweets consultant, engineer, right? Whatever you want to call it, you are amazing at that. And so you decide that you want to start a baking business or you want to open up a sweets or confectioner shop. Great, right? The moment that you move from just baking to actually creating a business surrounding your baking, you now no longer have to only be a good baker. You also have to be a CEO, a COO, a CMO, and a CFO. You are going to need to have the skills of a chief executive officer. You are going to need to have the skills of a chief operating officer. You are going to also need to have the skills of a chief marketing officer, and you're going to also need to have the skills of a chief financial officer. So when you are starting a business, you need to understand who those people are. You need to understand what those people do every single day in other corporations and in other businesses. Because when you become the business owner, you are no longer just practicing your craft and your skill, you are also growing and building a business. And there are two different skill sets that exist in that dynamic. So I'm not telling you that eventually you won't be able to hire someone to take over all those roles. That's not what I'm saying at all. You absolutely will if you do this thing right and you grow it right. You'll have a CFO, you'll have a CMO, you'll have a COO, and you'll always be the CEO, right? But you have to understand what those jobs are because initially, while you're getting started, you're going to be all those people. And it's going to be impossible for you to be those people if you don't know who those people are or what those people do. So take a moment and look up the job description of a CEO. Look up the job description of a CFO, of a CMO, and of a COO, and make sure that you truly understand what those jobs are and what you are becoming and committing yourself to being up against. And if there are skills in those job descriptions that you have no idea how to do or you have no experience in, then learn. Begin your learning process. You're already learning because you're here. You're on CPTV and you are trying to learn. And I do videos around all of those positions and all of those roles, right? But make sure that you are embracing online courses or courses at your local college or getting a mentor or getting a coach or getting someone who can help you develop those skills, babe, because you are not going to be able to just start this business because you have a great idea and you have a name and you have a logo. You are definitely going to need those skill sets beyond just baking to make it successful. And the fifth thing that I want to make sure you know that you're going to be up against before you start this business is that you must understand that there is an order, a true order to setting up your basic business structure, a basic order to doing it. So, what do I mean? Well, one of the number one questions that I get here on CPTV, especially around some of my other videos, is what's the order that I need to go in order to successfully set up my business structure, in order to make sure that I can get my LLC, that I can get my tax ID, and that I can make my business legal. And it never really dawned on me until I thought about it that that wouldn't be like kind of common knowledge. So, yes, there is an order. There are some things that you should do first, and then another thing you should do second and third and fourth and fifth. And I just want you to know that because that hit me, and because I realized that folks really need that information, I decided that I'm working right now as we speak on a special free training that I'm going to make available to everyone on CPT and all of my social that will literally walk you through the steps that you need to set up your basic business structure. I will. I'm working on it right now. I'm actually putting the finishing touches on it because it's longer. The training is longer than the average YouTube video. I will not be able to do it here on YouTube, but I will make it free. I will give everyone access to it because it is a critical need. I have heard that, but there is an order. There is a way that you can do things that makes it easy and seamless and perfect without wasting money, without making mistakes, without having to go back and change things, without not having this piece of information when you go to this piece of paperwork because you didn't know you needed to do this first in order to get this done. You know what I'm talking about. If I'm speaking your language, you want to know the order too. And I am working on the training, but there is an order. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to also be talking about some of those things that are in that order. I'm going to be training on some of those things that are in that order. But most importantly, I think in the next week or so, especially next week's video, the training should be done. And I will make sure that this video, while it's not today, the day that it's first been published, at some point down below, there will be a link for you to access this video, depending upon when you're watching it, for you to access that training. And then definitely in next week's video and beyond, I'm going to make sure that that training is in there because it is free. And I think I'm going to tie it to the startup business roadmap and make all of that available to you guys because it is stressful when you're trying to set up your business structure. You're trying to figure out your LLC, your EIN, your address, your phone, your email, your brand name, your domain, your website. When you're trying to figure out all that stuff that you know is basic to starting a business and you don't know what order it is and you're figuring it out alone as you go along. So I'm here to save you. I'm here to give it to you. So let me know in the comments below if you want that training. Just say yes, CP in the comments below, and I will make sure that I comment directly to you with that link when it is ready to go. All right. So Yeah, but you need to understand that there is an order. Just make sure you realize there is a certain order that you could actually get your entire business structure set up in 7 days. I promise you. And I'm gonna teach you how. All right. So hopefully these things are all things that as I was going through it, they're things that you're just checking off. You're like, yep, got it. Yep, got it. Yep, got it. Because if you are like, yep, got it, and you got 5 check marks, that I am telling you right now, my love, go for it. Start that business. You have what it takes. You will be successful as long as you stay committed and move forward and learn from your mistakes. If you have watched this video and you weren't able to put check marks on all of those things, take a deep breath. Do not start something before you're ready. Take care of whatever that item was that you couldn't check off and then move forward with that business. And until next time, my love, don't forget to subscribe and share and give me a like if you enjoyed this video. I will see you next week. All right, bye-bye. Mwah.